Hey, namaste. This is Sacredowl with another chapter of Real Talk by Sacredowl. Today, I'd like to share with you my thoughts about bullying. You know, in high school and grammar school, you get bullied. And let me define the word bully. Bully means to use superior strength or influence or to intimidate someone, typically to force him or her to do what one wants. So, an example is the local man was bullied into helping them. Bullying is a form of aggressive behavior in which someone intentionally and repeatedly causes another person injury or discomfort, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental. Bullying can take on the form of physical contact, words, or more subtle actions. The bullied individual typically has trouble defending himself or herself and does nothing to cause the bullying. But today, bullying, especially I want to talk about with the adult bullying. A lot of adults who bully usually come from a place, in my experience, come from a place that they never got a hold of the pain that they went through when they were younger. And so they still carry a fear, a deep fear of not being able or being able to be pushed around again. So instead of being on the defensive of it, they get on the offense of it. And what they do is they push people around. They sometimes try to inflict harm by using control and don't mean to inflict harm, but they end up inflicting harm. While deriving wrench pleasure from suffering on the victim, sometimes the bully will sit there and say, well, I got it, you can take it. And that's a typical line of a bully. Well, if I got it, you can take it. And sometimes parents who say, well, I grew up with that, so why can't he? Because it wasn't cool. And so let me tell you something. Tangible and material bullying is something I want to talk about. It's using one's formal power, position, or material leverage, financial, as forms of intimidation, threat, harassment, and harm. In these scenarios, the bully uses his or her advantage in stature and resources to dominate and control the victim. So, an example, as a childhood example, you're in the basketball court and you don't want certain people to play, so you own the basketball, so you don't, and you have the only basketball around, so you say these people can't play. That's bullying. It's the same thing as excluding somebody from a group or excluding people and making it, not allowing them to be a part of anything, because that is a representation of a deep rooted fear that one has because of your own lack of validation in your life. Most bullies sometimes have narcissistic tendencies, and especially the adult bullies. And what they do is that they want to intimidate you because it's their way or no way. So it's like there's an old line that bullies like to use. It's either with us or you're against us, or it's my way or the highway. And people who have that twisted mentality and that twisted view of life, they tend to bully people because they are in fear and they have not a non-ability to deal with their own issues. So what they do is they project it out on other people. So when you're dealing with bullies like that, adult bullies, the best way to deal with them is to speak, confront, bring them into reality, because sometimes bullies may not even realize they're bullying. Sometimes they could just be doing it because that's a habit that they developed. The greater power, the more dangerous the abuse. So remember, verbal bullying, threats, shaming, hostile insults, constant negative judgment, and criticism, even racist, sexist, or homophobic language is considered bullying. Now, husbands do it to wives all the time by putting them down in front of other people. They humiliate them. They snap their heads off. That's bullying also. See, recognize what you are. Recognize what you do. So that way maybe you can heal yourself and maybe not be that person that you are. And maybe you can understand that when you tell people it's your condition or no condition, then that person will begin to understand that you're a person that they need to get the hell away from. And I did say get the hell away from. You see, passive or aggressive or covert bullying, that's the less frequently mentioned form of bullying, but in some ways is the most insidious. With many bullies, you can see them coming because they're quick to make their intimidated presence known. A passive-aggressive one is covert bully, or a covert bully, however, behaves appropriately on the surface but takes you down with subtle actions. So, like they'll do joking about you, or they'll present themselves as so well put together, and they do these things to bring your guard down, or they put you part of a group, And then they'll say, well, if you don't do what we say, you're not part of the group anymore. That's bullying. The other terms that bullies use is being loyal. Let's be honest. Oh, we don't gossip, but they gossip. We don't tell you what to do, but they do. We're trying to control you, but they do. This is the types of bullies that we have out there. When you're dealing with a bully, the only way to really resolve it is to confront them, is to verbally say, listen, you're bullying me. You're saying things to me you don't need to say. And if they don't get it, then guess what? Take the scissors and cut them off. That's the way to be healthy, because bullying creates a lot of stress. Do you know how many people committed suicide because of bullying? We don't even know. Think about it. This culture loves to bully because of the competitive nature we carry, but we don't necessarily have to tolerate it. I hope this helps you. I love you. Sacredowl. Peace.